Now we have the basic structure of the app. Users can log in and then they can see what is going on. They can see their projects and what is going on with the project. Now this is not much interactive. Users can't communicate with you. So to make them give them ability to communicate with you, there are two ways to do it in ProcFu. One, you can use the traditional, ProcFu's commenting system. So any of these items, if you open, you can do comments. We can activate the same thing here. You go to the show project and then you can come to the content and then you can check in the show comment section. So if there was any comment, it would assume. So I'll just refresh it. If there was any comments, you can see currently there is no other comment, right? Now this doesn't let users add a comment. So what you can do is that you can also come back here and then check this one to allow adding the comment and then allow adding the files to comment. All this allows your users to be able to communicate with you. So let's say come in here. Let's say I am Jane and looking at the project, and then I can simply ask, hey, what is going on with the project? So this way you and your users can have a communication system. So if this is done, what will happen is that if you go to your thing, you can see a comment here. See, now you could reply something and then that would be here if you refresh. So we have a really nice comment system. Now the another way to look at this is I would like to have like tasks. So for example, this is a whole project, right? I don't know what are the task distribution of this particular project. So I'd like to have like a set of tasks assigned to this. So for that, what I'll do is that I've got another app here, project tasks. Now here, if you look at the item, this is connected to the project, and then we can have a title and details and then due date for this. So let's add that to the portal. First thing you'll do is that we'll go to projects. Similarly, I'm just going to duplicate the screen. So instead of projects, this is going to be project tasks. Now we have the project tasks. So instead of projects here, we will go ahead and then select project tasks. And similar structure, we only want to see tasks of a particular project. So we're going to go related items, and then we're going to select project and then project as a related item. So we don't want to check the project because we already know what that project is. Let's say title, details, and due date. This is what we are going to show. Save. And now if I go to here, I'm going to select this website redesign. Let's say task. The first task is basically create a Figma design. And then you can put the details of this, and then this has got, let's say, a due date. And then you save the project task. So if you come here and then refresh, launch the app, go to that particular screen, you can see the task here. Now you can't open it. Oh, sorry, because I have connected it to the wrong screen. Since I have duplicated it, I should have removed this. No, let's go here and then remove it. Perfect. Now what happens is that now I can see the task, but I cannot see the project associated with it. What I would ideally like to happen is that when I look at a project, so if you launch, you're looking at a project. When I click here, I want to see the tasks here, okay, under the comments. So what I'll do is that you can now embed this screen under this screen. So to do that, all you have to do that, go to your show project and you can go to your footer section. So here, and then you can simply use one of our token called embed a screen. So and then you can put the name. So when you do this, what happens is that if you go ahead and refresh the page, you can now see the tasks associated with this project. Just like earlier, we can simply now go ahead and make this clickable with its detail screen. So project tasks, you can create a detail screen. So project tasks, this will be show project tasks, and we are going to create a view mode, and then we'll say title, details, files, and save. We come back here and refresh. Now you are able to click this. So this is another benefit of ProcFu. So you can create a screen where you see all your projects, and then you can click a project and view all the things, and then underneath that you can have an embedded screen of the related project related activities as well. You click that, now you see the details of that particular thing. Now let's allow the user to basically add more tasks. To do that, what we can do is that we'll go to project tasks, and then on the header of this we can give them a button, well, same like the logout button. In the markdown format, I will say create project tasks, and here we are going to link it to a screen, and we will call this create project task screen. We don't have this yet. Let's go ahead and create it. So what we'll do is that we'll take show project tasks, and we are going to duplicate this, and then we are going to say create project tasks. Instead of view, we are going to click the create button, and then on submit, this will take us back to our original show project page. Save it. So now if I come ahead and then refresh here, the client has the option to basically create a new project task. So now let's say our client is saying, hey, I need to do XYZ about something, and here's the details, and here's the due date or something, and then they can save it. So if you go back, what happens is that you can see that create Figma details. Yeah, the problem now what has happened is that if you look at our Podio, user has created this, but user has not selected the project, which is why we are not seeing it here in the users page. So we have to go to our create project task, go to the content, and we have to activate it. Okay, but we don't want the user to be able to select it, because if I activate it, what happens is, let's go to create project task. Users can now select any project, which is not what we want. Users should, the project should be pre-filled. So what we are going to do is that we are going to go here, and then we are going to hide this thing. Okay, once hidden, and then we are going to pre-fill the value. The value of the project is available when you click a show project, correct? So when you go to show project, we already know what is the value. Let me explain. So I'm going to go cancel this. I'm going to go back, cancel. Let's go all the way back to our project screen. Good. Now we are going to click this project. So here we already know what is the project ID. We need to save this, and then when user go ahead and clicks the project task, we need to take that saved ID and pre-fill it here. How to do that? This is where ProcFu gives you really powerful tools. So if you go to show project, there's something known as a before render page and a before process. So in the before process screen, you can basically save variables, which is what we are going to do. We are going to take custom tokens, and then we are going to say project. So this is the project that we are going to save, and the value is available in the URL parameters. So you can take URL parameters and then get the value here. If you're not sure what values are available, what I normally like to do is that I would just print URL parameters. When you print something, what happens is that it gets displayed. I'm going to save it, and then now if I go ahead and then cancel and then refresh, you see it gets printed out here. So now I know what is the ID. ID is available in this particular key. So I have copied that. I'm going to come back to before process, and then here remove this, and then I would say URL parameters, and then get that key here. Now what has happened is that as the screen loads in, we are saving that particular ID into this particular variable, and then in the next screen we can use it using this token. So there is a token facility available. You go to show project tasks, you go to your content, you go to your create project task, you go to your content, and here after hiding it, we are going to save the value. So instead of foo, the value is called project. So I hope you have understood the flow. What is happening is that you're going to show project as if you're going to see a project like in this page where you have the ID which is available in this variable. So in the before process, you're grabbing that variable and then you're putting it into a different variable into a tokens. Custom tokens is a feature that ProcFu gives you so that you can store these values for later use in the project. This can be accessed used by this format. It's called a token. So we take that token and then we go to our create project and then we pre-fill the value. So we say pf custom, that's a token, and the name of the token is project. Save. Now once we have saved that, I'll refresh it. That is gone. And now I'll create a new project task. I will say ABC instead of the previous XYZ and save it. So what happens that you can see the ABC has come here. Why? Because now if I, the earlier one, you see there was no project name, but the newer one ABC already has the project name. So this is another feature with ProcFu where you can save the values in the before process and then use it later in different parts of the project. Yeah, so now you have given your users ability to comment on a project. We also have given users to create new project tasks, and they can do that as well. Perfect. It's already 10 minutes, and then we can continue with the next video. So this one takes our project to a different level. Now our users have some ability to communicate with us, and then we have ability to reply back to them.